Puffins. I'm Mrs. Droughtfire, and I'll be your substitute geography teacher today. I don't have to tell you the planet's getting warmer. Why, it feels like we've moved closer to the sun. Of course we haven't moved closer to the sun. It feels like it, but really, it's not true, is it? You know the sun is 93 million miles away, but it is getting warmer outside. And wonder why. Let's look at this graph. Look, Puffins, over the last 1,000 years it's gotten cooler, and then recently, in the last time, shot up to gain a record amount of heat. What does that mean? In California, a record drought. This year, I don't have to tell you, Puffins, we haven't had as much rain as we need, about half as much. And you know, more drought will lead to more fires, and that's what we don't want. Like last year, when we all had terrible air to... Remember last fall we were checking out how much air pollution was in the air? Well, luckily, we have clear airs now, but we don't know how long that will last. We were already wearing our COVID masks, now we have to wear N95 masks. Let's take precautions to make sure we have a safe fire season. Please, be careful.
Thank you, Mrs. Droughtfire. I'll take it from here. We know Oakland has terrible air quality issues, especially along the 880 corridor. But fire season and the heat and the winds only will make things worse. This is Highway 13 in the terrible Oakland fire. Back in 1991, terrible fire burned through the upper Oakland Hills, Broadway Terrace, down to Berkeley, and 50-some people lost their lives, $5 billion worth of damage, and it's going to happen again. How do I say that? I'm looking at a map here of the history of fires in the Oakland-Berkeley Hills. It's part of our nature, and with the drought, the 10-year drought and the high number of dead trees, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time because we see it happening all around us. 2020 was one of the worst fire years, only to be beat by 2021. And here's a little bit of the history of that. Last month, this was the current status: the Dixie Fire, which became the largest California fire, and the Caldor Fire, which was knocking on the South Tahoe door. So this is our future. What are we going to do about it? That's the question. When 2,000-year-old trees that have lived through many kinds of fires are now drought-stricken, it's really threatening our national natural heritage. Most remarkably is the General Sherman tree wrapped up in foil to keep it from being burned. Ironically, it was General Sherman himself who burned down Atlanta. Last week, September 23rd, Governor Gavin Newsom signed 2 bills that are $15 billion climate package with a 3-year, $3.7 billion climate resiliency budget. Regional leaders have approved 21 tasks to help the flood-prone areas where 28,000 people will be relocated or helped to combat sea level rise at the Bay Shores. This is just the beginning of a long conversation and actions that are critical to keep our state resilient.